Hi, my name is Gene. I'm very happy today to do my second interview show. I've actually even come up with a name. It's ESSTM Stories. So ESSTM stands for Essential Soft Skills That Matter. And the purpose of these shows is to bring you guests that come from many different cultural backgrounds and to listen to their stories, how they got to where they are today and where they want to go in the future. And hopefully through this process of just having a dialogue and just chatting and getting to know each other, we can also help them and you through their stories discover greater self-awareness and maybe even also be able to develop one of the other essential soft skills that matter, and that's empathy. Okay, so I'm going to let the lovely Anna introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Anna. Born and raised in Ukraine, so I came to United States a little bit over 2 years ago. In Ukraine, I finished business school, worked in marketing for about 5 years. And my husband has got a job, and how funny it sounds, that's how we came here, because he's got a job, he's got a visa, and I'm his dependent. I got a visa too, so here, this is how we came here.
Okay, so before I ask you my signature question, have you started working here in any capacity with your marketing degree?
No, actually, this is what is really frustrating, that I have kind of a lot of experience, and I'm not able to put it in practice because I'm not allowed to work here. So
You're not allowed to be employed,
no.
but you can work.
Well, technically yes, I could, but I'm not allowed to.
Well, I think you're doing very well. She's obviously got a lot of skills. Maybe we can work together.
Well, that's what I was going to. So I'm taking my time to switch careers.
Okay.
So I'm learning how to program, and hopefully I will become a software engineer very soon.
Okay.
Right by the time when I'm allowed to work.
Okay. Okay. So the main signature question that we always ask in these shows, because we're helping people to develop awareness, is I want to ask Anna to recall an experience in the past. It doesn't necessarily have to be here in the U.S., but just recall an experience in the past where you experienced an unexpected disappointment. And again, we'll tell our audience, an unexpected disappointment is different than just being disappointed or receiving a different or disappointing outcome. An unexpected disappointment is when you thought you said and did all the right things, but then the way that people responded to you was totally unexpected.
Well, that's a really tough question, actually. Let me say this. So when I went to business school.
Okay. And this was in Ukraine?
Yeah, in Ukraine. So I expected that if I put all my efforts and do the best I could, I just work a lot, it will definitely work out.
Okay.
No matter what you do. When I finished school, I realized that was not exactly what I wanted to do in life.
Okay.
And I worked hard.
Did you get good grades?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I actually did good. Actually, my master's degree, I actually got only good grades. So I graduated even with honors.
Oh,
but
okay.
what I've realized that it just it can't work like that. That people tell you do this and you do it, and it doesn't. I'm trying to put. I don't know how to put it. So let me think. So my point is here. Okay, I got nervous.
Well, don't worry about it. So we all have to forgive Anna because, obviously English is not her first language. But why don't we ask the question like this? When you decided to go back for a master's degree in marketing, I think what was happening with your unexpected disappointment is after you graduated, the outcome wasn't what you expected before you started the program.
Exactly. So I realized that I worked hard, but that's not where I wanted to go. And eventually I came to a point where I cannot move any further.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question. What were your original expectations before, when you decided to begin a master's program? What were your expectations? Can you recall back what you expected to happen after you graduated?
Well, my expectation was that if I get a degree, like all doors magically open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way, of course.
No, it doesn't. It could, but it doesn't always work that way.
It doesn't guarantee you a good salary. It doesn't. I realized that school doesn't really give you a lot. You got to have a passion for it.
That's so.
It's like working hard is not enough. Like working smart is what you're supposed to be doing, and this is different.
Yeah, so I really agree with the second thing that you said is you really have to have passion for what you do. So even me in the middle of my career, I'm now, in a room recording videos of myself interviewing other people. And because my passion is helping people discover things that they don't know. And we call those unknown unknowns. And one of the things that Anna brought up is she had a certain level of expectation before she started going back to school. And then when she graduated, things didn't really unfold the way that she expected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a job, I got a nice job, and I've got a lot of experience, but this is where I am, switching careers. Like, I could have not lost the time, I could just go straight where I wanted to do, but my parents told me, okay, don't do this because this is better.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I thought, okay, my parents probably know better what I should do in life because I didn't know at that time. And I went to business school. I hated all 4 years, but I made it. Yeah, and anyway, like sometime later, I'm still going back, like taking my step back and to do what I really want to do.
Yeah. Now, when you look at where you've come now, so maybe going to business school wasn't what you wanted to do in hindsight, because the outcome wasn't what you expected. But all the things that we do in the past somehow will help us connect to help us get where we want to go in the future. So, first of all, are you happy to be in Southern California?
Absolutely, I love it.
Okay, so that's good. So you probably, when you started your school, you probably didn't expect that you would end up in Southern California.
Not like this.
So kind of the thing that we want all of our guests to really think about is our journeys are basically a story of who we are. And the story of who we are is not only what we have done to reach this point in our lives, but also where we want to go. So even though you may not have enjoyed business school and getting a marketing degree, all of that has added to the totality of who you are today.
Exactly.
And the question that you will probably want to answer, maybe you don't have the answer now, or to start thinking about is, how do you build on those experiences to create the next chapter of your life? Now, even if you do learn to program and you get to work for one of the large companies here in Southern California, developing games or developing apps, some of those business skills hopefully will also help you in your...
Yeah, absolutely. Those skills, they're like school of life.
Yeah.
Because you do it every day and like you meet people every day, you have to talk to people, you have to communicate people. At interviews, you actually sell yourself.
Oh, that's exactly right.
So
that's exactly right.
To know marketing is good, it helps.
Yeah, when you're interviewing, basically the thing that you're marketing is yourself.
Exactly.
So you have to know how to communicate effectively. Having a business background, maybe the person who's interviewing you is a higher level business manager, and he just assumes you know how to program because you graduated or you have a certificate, and he's more concerned with how you will be part of our team and how well you work with others and how well you maybe see the big picture of what we're trying to do as a company.
I hope that helps me in finding a job.
So, when do you think you will complete your programming certification?
I'm taking classes in a local community college, and it's hard to say because another disappointment thing is the college.
The college itself.
Yeah, because I expected that it would give much more. Like, it feels like the education is like not, I don't know, good enough, maybe not exactly the word, but I was expecting to learn much more in college than in fact it appeared.
Oh, okay.
So
do you find that, so do you have a lot of classmates that are Americans?
We have a very diverse class, so a lot of people from India, Pakistan and other places, and I see that some people come with a prior knowledge and they just need a grade, and some people, they have absolutely no knowledge and I see that they don't get the class.
Okay.
I'm wondering how they even get through, because the questions they ask, I see that they don't understand the subject at all.
Okay. Do you find that a lot of the students are not really there to learn? They're just there for the quote-unquote college experience?
Some of them are. Some people are really want to learn something, but the way it is taught, not the best way, in my opinion. And some people already have the knowledge, but they need to have some sort of certificate that they have, like to prove that they have it. I don't know why they need it, but still.
Okay. I guess you're also in that category where you need a certificate to prove that.
Yeah, because I'm not learning much in college. I have to do the learning by myself.
Okay. Actually, if you are really passionate about learning to program, it's probably easier to learn it on your own.
Yes, it's not like a foreign language that you have to communicate with the group. You can actually do a lot of work by yourself. That's a good thing.
Okay. So you've been here approximately 2 years. What do you think is the biggest difference between the culture here in Southern California and the culture in Ukraine? Can you just enlighten our audience on what you perceive are the biggest cultural differences between what you experience? And not necessarily Americans, but just the whole environment and your experience here. How is it different?
Well, this environment is definitely more relaxed.
Okay.
People are happier. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing, okay.
Yeah.
Are you happier?
I am happier.
That's
You
good.
too. Yeah. The first thing, like me and my husband, we paid attention to when you go to a supermarket. Everyone is smiling, everyone is welcoming, asking if you need help. People, complete strangers, just can come to you and talk to you and just like give you a compliment or just say something nice or just ask you.
Invite you for an interview?
No, that wasn't like that. Yeah, in Ukraine, well, we have reasons for people not being very friendly, but in Ukraine, if somebody talks to you in the supermarket, it would be like weird. People would be looking, why are you talking to me? What this person has something bad in his mind. He's trying to talk me into something bad. Like, naturally, talking to strangers is not usually even safe, because there are people who would like to take some sort of advantage, I don't know, like steal something from you or do whatever. But at least it's in our head that don't talk to strangers because it's not safe.
Right. Let me ask you this question then. Now that you've been here this long and genuinely you find people are more friendly and approachable, have you noticed that you have become less suspicious of strangers? Whereas like when you first came, to the US and people were nice or people asked you questions, maybe your natural reaction was, why are you talking to me, right? But has that kind of softened where now you expect,
I hope so.
expect people to be friendlier, or?
Yeah, I expected so, because a while ago, after like maybe a year of being here, me and George, we went to a Russian supermarket.
Okay.
And that was a cultural shock, because it felt like we went back to the USSR. We were not raised in USSR, but we got the feel of how it could be if we lived in USSR.
Really?
Because people all grumpy, like you come, you say hello because it's like natural. Everybody says hello when you come to supermarket, and the woman at the cashier was like, like, you said hello to me. Why would you say hello to me? Like, I mean, she didn't say it, but her like expression on her face, like, why are you saying hello to me?
Yeah. So Russian supermarket, I assume that the cashier was also Russian.
Armenian or Russian. Yeah.
Armenian Russian.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to thank you for sharing your experience. It's very, very interesting. As all of you can see, we all come from different places in the world, and we all can become friends. And if we have an open mind and a positive attitude, then I think we could make a lot of positive connections with a lot of different people.
Of course.
Okay, so I hope this wasn't too bad. Anna, like our first guest, Sarah, was a little bit nervous. I hope it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so
Thank you.
goodbye. Thank you. That's good. You did a good job.